Have you ever wondered what it's like to be invisible? Not in a fantasy novel, but in the real world, soaring through hostile skies, completely unseen by those below. For decades, this wasn't science fiction. It was the reality of one of the most secret and revolutionary aircraft ever built, the F-117 Nighthawk. This isn't just a story about a plane. It's a story about a ghost, a phantom of the night that changed the very rules of air combat. The F-117 was the world's first operational stealth aircraft, a machine born from a radical idea. What if you could build a plane that was virtually undetectable by radar? To understand the Nighthawk, we have to travel back to the Cold War. Tensions were high, and the United States needed a way to penetrate the Soviet Union's incredibly dense and sophisticated air defense networks. Conventional bombers were becoming increasingly vulnerable. The solution wasn't to fly faster or higher, but to become a ghost in the machine, to simply not show up on the enemy's screens. The concept came from a seemingly obscure paper by a Soviet physicist, Pyotr Ufimtsev. He theorized that a shape made of flat panels or facets could deflect radar waves away from the source, making the object incredibly difficult to detect. While the Soviets didn't pursue it, the idea caught the attention of Lockheed's legendary Skunk Works, the same secret division that gave us the U-2 and the SR-71 Blackbird. Under the codename Have Blue, engineers began a top-secret project. They took Ufimtsev's theories and, using the limited computing power of the 1970s, designed a truly bizarre-looking aircraft. It was all sharp angles and flat surfaces, looking more like a cubist sculpture than a plane. They called it the Hopeless Diamond, because it was so aerodynamically unstable that it was thought to be impossible to fly. But the Skunk Works team made it possible. They pioneered fly-by-wire technology, where computers constantly make thousands of tiny adjustments to keep the unstable aircraft in the air. The pilot would give a command, and the computer would translate it into stable flight. It was a technological miracle. The Have Blue prototypes proved the concept worked. They were nearly invisible to radar. The stage was set for its operational successor, and so the F-117 Nighthawk was born. But for years, its existence was one of the Pentagon's most closely guarded secrets. The pilots and ground crews were part of a classified unit, living and working in isolation at a remote desert base in Nevada. They flew only at night, training in absolute secrecy. To the outside world, the F-117 simply didn't exist. Imagine telling your family you're a military pilot, but you can't say what you fly, where you fly, or what you do. That was their life. The plane itself was a marvel of engineering. Its faceted black skin wasn't just paint. It was coated with special radar-absorbent material, or RAM, which soaked up radar energy like a sponge. Every detail was designed for stealth. The engines were buried deep inside the fuselage to hide their heat signature from infrared sensors. The engine exhausts were flattened into long, narrow slits to dissipate hot air quickly. Even the cockpit glass had a thin, transparent layer of gold to deflect radar waves. There were no right angles, no curved surfaces that could bounce a radar signal back to its source. The world finally learned about the Nighthawk in 1988. But its true coming-out party was during Operation Desert Storm in 1991. On the very first night of the war, F-117s flew deep into downtown Baghdad, the most heavily defended city on Earth at the time. While other aircraft had to fight their way through a storm of anti-aircraft fire and surface-to-air missiles, the Nighthawks slipped through completely undetected. They were the tip of the spear. They took out critical command and control centers, communication hubs, and air defense sites, effectively blinding the Iraqi military. Pilots described flying over Baghdad and seeing the sky light up with anti-aircraft tracers, but none of it was aimed at them. They were ghosts, delivering their payload of two 2,000-pound laser-guided bombs with pinpoint accuracy and then slipping away back into the darkness. During the entire conflict, F-117s flew over 1,300 sorties, hitting 40% of the strategic targets, and not a single one was lost or even damaged by enemy fire. It was a stunning demonstration of what stealth technology could do. It proved that you could achieve air supremacy not by destroying every enemy fighter, but by making the enemy's entire defense system obsolete. The Nighthawk had rewritten the book on modern warfare. Of course, the Nighthawk wasn't perfect. It was subsonic, meaning it was slower than many fighters. It carried a relatively small bomb load and had no guns for self-defense. Its only weapon was surprise and invisibility. If it was detected, it was vulnerable. And that did happen. During the Kosovo conflict in 1999, one F-117 was famously shot down by a Serbian missile battery. They got lucky, using clever tactics and older long-wavelength radar to get a fleeting lock on the stealth jet. It was a stark reminder that stealth isn't true invisibility, but a massive reduction in detectability. The F-117 was officially retired in 2008, replaced by more advanced stealth aircraft like the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning II, which combined stealth with the speed and agility of a modern fighter. But the legacy of the Nighthawk is immeasurable. It was the pioneer, the one that proved the impossible was possible. Even in retirement, the story isn't quite over. F-117s are still seen flying over the Nevada desert from time to time, likely used as training tools or for testing new technologies against a known stealth platform. The ghost of the night sky still haunts the darkness, a testament to the brilliant engineers and brave pilots who turned a radical theory into a history-making reality. The F-117 Nighthawk wasn't just an aircraft, it was a revolution that forever changed the way we think about power in the air. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the legendary Nighthawk. If you enjoyed this journey into aviation history, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more stories like this. We'd love to have you with us. Until next time, fly safe.